Hello friends, welcome to our channel Knowledge Amplifier. So today in this particular video, I am going to discuss another interesting approach to use Snowpipe and make an automated pipeline to ingest your data from S3 location to the Snowflake table. Okay. So already in my previous video, I have discussed one technique, that is using SQSQ basically. So that pipeline looks like this. Here is our data. If it is getting populated in an S3 location, then if we are having an external stage pointing to that S3 location, what will happen? The S3 object creation event will basically send a notification to the SQSQ, okay, and that SQSQ using Snowpipe will execute the copy into command, which will basically load the data from this S3 external stage to our Snowflake table, right? So this is the general pipeline, okay, right? Now you just consider this situation where in S3, suppose new file is coming and that event notification you want to broadcast, okay. That time instead of SQSQ, you should be using SNS, right? Simple notification service, right? And then in that SNS topic, you can subscribe multiple components like whether that is SQSQ or AWS Lambda or some other services, right? So this SQSQ event notification, if you keep, only this particular functionality will happen. But if we incorporate SNS, then broadcasting functionality will also be added in our pipeline, right? So from that single S3 object creation event, we can trigger multiple things. So sometimes data engineers or solution architects prefer to use SNS approach. So in this particular video, I am going to discuss how you can create an automated pipeline using Snowpipe and SNS, okay? So suppose here are our data files which are coming in external stage. Then what will happen? Here we will be having one SNS topic. Okay. We'll be configuring that, and that SNS topic will send the notification to the Snowflake internal queue. Okay. Internal queue I am telling because that queue we are not creating, right? Snowflake will take care of that queue creation, right? So SNS will send that notification internally to that queue, and that will basically trigger the copy into command present in Snowpipe, and that will load the data in Snowflake table. So this kind of pipeline we are going to build in our this particular discussion. Okay, right? So without any further delay, let us directly jump into the coding section. Okay. So I will be going to Snowflake first. Here I will be using some codes which I will be providing in the description box or in the comment section also. So first we are dropping a database. Okay, if exist, right? And here this is executed. Then here we are creating this database. So this will be acting like a fresh environment for our working purpose. So here our database successfully created. Then we are using this particular database. Okay. Then here we are using account admin role because basically we want to create Snowflake integration object with AWS. Okay. That's why we are using account admin role. Okay. Right. Here is successfully executed, and here you can see that S3 to Snowflake database also created, under which information schema and public schema, these two schemas are present by default. Okay, right. Now suppose in S3 we want to upload this kind of data. I'll be showing you that CSV file. Okay, right. So let it open. So here you can see this is our S3 file which will be loaded in S3. Okay, right. So here I'll be making this. Yeah. So it looks like this: ID column, sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width. So the B to E columns are basically, you can see, double type. Okay. First column is integer type and last column is string type. So same that, following that only I created the DDL for this table. Create or replace table S3 to Snowflake.public.iris dataset. So in S3 to Snowflake database, in public schema, one table will be created which is having name iris dataset. ID is the first column name which is integer type. Sepal length, sepal width, petal width are basically double type, and class name which is basically varchar type. So let's execute this particular one also. Then here what we are doing, we are basically creating the file format. Okay, so this is a CSV file which is comma separated, so I specified that. As you can see in this particular file, in the first row header is present, so that's why while loading the data from external stage to this particular table, I am telling that you should be skipping the header. So skip header 1, right? All these default things I am giving, and I will execute this part also. See, it is successfully created. Now here we are creating our integration object. Okay, so here we need to give this storage AWS role ARN. So for this we'll be creating the IAM. Okay, so here I'll be going to IAM, and here I'll be going to roles and create role. So basically I have to create for Snowflake, so another AWS account. I'll be taking my security credentials from here. You just put your ones. Okay, already I discussed how to create this integration object, so I'm going a little bit fast here. Options I'll be enabling, and default value I'll be keeping all zeros for the time being. Next I'll go to permission, and then here I'll be writing S3 full access maybe I'll be giving. Okay, then SNS also. Okay, but if you don't want to be full access, you can be more specific to the access, no issue. Okay, and then here I'll be going to next review. Okay, so here Snowflake role via SNS. Okay, right. So here I'll be writing down the role. It might be useful in our future. Okay. Right. Okay, cool. So here I'll be creating this role. Okay. Till now all good. So basically, which one is the role just now we created? That is this one, right? I'll be clicking on this, and here we need to edit the trust relationship, right? I'll be clicking on that, edit trust relationship. Okay, so here we need to edit that, but before that we need to put this in Snowflake. I'll be copying this role ARN and paste it here. Now we need to specify which S3 location we want to give access. Okay, storage allowed location. So for that I'll be creating one S3 bucket also here. Okay, I'm going to S3. I'll be creating a bucket. Okay, and here demo test set via SNS Snowpipe. Okay, some name I am giving like this, right? S3 bucket name we have provided. Okay, so here I am choosing AWS region US East 2 because my Snowflake is also in US East 2, so that to make the communication faster I am just choosing this. Okay, right, and rest all properties I am keeping unchanged and create the bucket. Right, so here our bucket is created. Okay, so we need to provide this to Snowflake. Okay, here I'll be providing that. Okay, right, and then here comment if you want, you can give. Okay, I can give integration object for demo. Okay, like this some name I am giving. Okay, right, Snowflake role ARN, everything we have kept. Just I will run this particular piece. Okay, integration object successfully created. Now we need to describe this. Okay, I will describe this, and here we will be getting some vital information. We will be going back to IAM role and update that. So user ARN, we need to update this, right? I'll be copying this. I will be going to IAM. Okay, and be closing this particular window, and then edit trust relationship. This particular one we need to update, right? And then not only that, external ID also required. So here external ID I'll be copying, and then here I'll be pasting. Okay, right? Update the trust relationship. Right. So here our updation is done with respect to IAM. Cool. Right. Okay. Then here what we are doing, we are creating the Snowflake stage. Okay, and stage name is Snow stage. So here we need to put the S3 location. So the S3 bucket what we created is this particular one. We will be copying that and then paste that here. Okay, right? How we are creating with help of the storage integration what we created. So our storage integration name is S3 int, so that's what we are using here. Right? Here we are creating. Then here if I click list snow stage, it will be giving nothing because currently in our S3 location no file is present. Right? That's why it is not showing anything. Okay, right? Now up to this the work is done. That is basically we created the external stage. Now we need to create SNS. Okay, right? So here I will go to AWS Management Console. I'll be opening the console in a new tab, Okay, and then here I will be clicking on simple notification service. Okay, and then here I will be going to topics and create topic. I will choose standard demo snow pipe SNS. Okay, so this is our SNS topic. I will be clicking. So this SNS topic will be using to send notification whenever some S3 file will come in that bucket. Okay, right? Access policy, for simplicity purpose, I am giving everyone can publish to this SNS topic, and everyone can subscribe to this particular SNS topic. I will request you to copy this particular JSON and keep it stored in Notepad. Okay, later we'll be editing that. Okay, right? And then here that's pretty much it, and here we'll be creating the topic. Okay, so here our topic is created. Okay, now what we have to do as a next step, see, the S3 has to send event notification when object will be created to that SNS topic, right? So that will be configuring. We'll be going to the S3 bucket properties, and then here we'll be going little below, and then here we'll be getting event notification. Currently it is 0. Just I will click on create event notification. Okay, so here demo SNS via snow pipe. Okay, right? All object create event. When object will be created, then only we want to send our notification to the SNS and then SQS and then snow pipe. Okay, so all object create event, right? And then here earlier we basically always considered SQS queue, but this time I'll be choosing SNS topic. Okay, choose from your SNS topic, our only this one. See, demo snow pipe SNS. Just now we created that only, right? Demo snow pipe SNS. So we'll be choosing that one, and then here we'll be saving the changes, right? Simple, successfully created the event. So as soon as some file will be coming in S3, that will trigger the SNS. But our job is not done, because this SNS should trigger this SQS queue also, right? That we need to adjust. So for that, what you have to do, you have to edit the permission for this particular SNS topic. Okay, because if you directly create one simple queue and try to subscribe to this SNS topic, that will be happening. But we need to subscribe to that SQS queue which will be belonging to Snowflake. Okay, so that one how to create I am telling you. Okay, so here I'll be copying the SNS ARN. I'll be going back to Snowflake, and there you need to execute this code. Okay, select system get AWS SNS IAM policy. Okay, and then here run this particular piece alone. Okay, here we are getting something. I will be just copying this statement is an array, right? In the IAM, in that I will be just copying the internal content. Okay, that is just you remove the array brackets and whatever is there internally, you just take that and click on done. Okay, and then go back to the SNS policies, whatever you have given, just at the end give a comma and paste that also, whatever just now you taken from Snowflake. Okay, so that will allow and permit the internal SQS queue to get the notification and run the snow pipe. Okay, so I'll be choosing that here. I'll be going back to my simple notification service. So this is our ARN. I'll be editing this. Okay, and then here access policies I'll be going. I'll be deleting this. I'll be pasting that here. Okay, so previous access policies everyone can publish, everyone can subscribe as it is I am putting, but this particular piece alone we have taken from Snowflake. So what will happen? This will automatically basically permit this particular Snowflake internal SQS queue to integrate and work in the pipeline. Okay, right? That's pretty much it. That only the modification, and save these changes. Okay, right? Cool. So here our that purpose is also done. Now I will be going back to Snowflake. Okay, then here we are creating the pipe. Okay, auto ingest true. Here we need to put the AWS SNS topic. So our SNS topic is basically this particular one. I will be pasting that here, and then here copy into our destination table which we created just now from our Snowflake external stage. File format, whatever file format we created, that we are putting. Okay, one interesting fact will happen as soon as I will execute this code. That is, currently you see that under this topic there is no subscription. But as soon as I will execute that code, here one subscription will be added, which is belonging to that internal SQS queue. Okay, right? So see, I am just executing this particular one, and here pipe successfully created. Okay, maybe I can show you that also. So pipes, if I do, see here now notification channel is coming with SNS. Okay, internally it is subscribing the Snowflake internal SQS queue. I can show you that also. I'll be just refreshing this particular page once. Okay, and see here status is confirmed. Okay, that is confirmation also done, and this is the Snowflake internal SQS queue. Okay, we have done nothing with this SQS. Okay, right? And then here currently if I execute select star from this particular table, no data we are getting. Okay, first I will upload Setosa related table. So all the class names are Setosa, and as you know there are total 50 records in this table. Okay, in this CSV file total 51 it is showing because first one is header. If you remove that, total 50 records, right? So here it's time to check whether our pipeline is working or not. I'll be just simply clicking on upload. I will be clicking on add files. I'll be uploading the Setosa one. I'll be opening that, and here I will click on upload. So what will happen? As soon as S3 file will be uploaded, it will be sending a notification to SNS topic. SNS topic will send the notification to internal SQS queue, and that SQS queue will execute the Snowpipe. That's it. Okay. So soon we should be having the data. We need to wait for some time because it might take some time to make this complete pipeline. So that is not a great deal. Just wait for some time. Okay. If the steps are correct, soon you will be seeing the data, because you can understand, right, that how SQS works. It do that kind of polling mechanism, so that interval and all those, for that you have to wait a little bit. Okay, right? So if I just execute list at period snow stage now, here you will be seeing that already file it is showing. Okay, snow stage perfectly working, but our intention is automatically data should be loaded in this table. That's what the power of Snowpipe is, right? So here if I execute again, see how beautifully 50 records came, and all are ID Setosa. Okay, right? Now I will be uploading one more for demonstration. Okay, suppose Versicolor. Okay, so Versicolor is same kind of CSV file, only class name is Versicolor and the values are changed. Not an issue. Okay, but the schema of the file is same. Okay, right? I will be going to this S3 location, and here I will be clicking on upload. Okay, I will be clicking on add files, and here I will be clicking on Versicolor. I'll be opening that, and here I will be uploading. Okay, right? Here it is uploaded. So currently when I made a query, that time only 50 records we are getting. So what will happen now? Again, S3 event notification will be going to SNS. From SNS it will be going to SQS. From SQS it will be executing the Snowpipe. And instead of 50, we should be seeing 100 records. Why? Because this Versicolor CSV file also contain total 50. Okay, it is actually 52 records. Okay, fine. So basically we'll be seeing one more record. Okay. So I think as this is 52 minus first row, it is 51. Okay. So basically you should be seeing total 101 rows in this table. Let's see. See, 101 rows are coming. Okay. Setosa is there, and after that Versicolor is there. Okay, point to be noted. Earlier Setosa was already loaded, that's why it is not loaded again. Okay, only Versicolor, whatever new component due to which this Snowpipe is triggered, that only is inserted. Okay, 101 rows. So that's pretty much it. Actually, in the internal process, this particular pipeline is implemented. Only thing you have to take care of that how to subscribe to this particular queue, because this queue is not in our hand. This is belonging from Snowflake, right? So the only way is, all you need to do, execute this particular query. Whatever you will be getting, that you need to update in your SNS permission. As soon as you will update, it will be automatically subscribing and make a confirmation to the subscription in the backend with respect to the Snowflake internal SQS, right? So all these codes and these steps I will be providing in the description box or in the comment section. I hope you have understood this. If you find this video helpful, then please like, share and comment, subscribe our channel if you have not subscribed till now, and don't forget to press the bell icon to get the notification of our latest videos. Thank you.